Honorable Speaker, I would like that you guide. Last week, before you adjourned the House, I did raise a critical matter regarding the bills that are before us to process, which are on the order paper for second and third reading. And the complaint that I raised at the time, Right Honorable Speaker, was that we were hurrying through the process. I even tabled here notices by the clerk to Parliament and the clerk to the committee, inviting very hastily stakeholders to come and give input to the UPDF amendment bill and, of course, the political parties amendment bill. Honorable Speaker, the stakeholders that were invited, most of them received those communications at 8 a.m., requiring them to be present before the committee at 9 a.m. Uganda Law Society received their letter at 11:50 a.m., and they were being required to appear at 12 noon, 10 minutes later. And yet that was the only day available for submission of views, memoranda, and so on and so forth. When I raised this issue before you, Right Honorable Speaker, you committed and said that I should not worry. The process is going to be given adequate time. After all, according to our rules, we've got 45 days within which to process these bills. That was your commitment, Honorable Speaker. You said, let me not worry. You're going to give adequate time to process these bills. And some of these stakeholders actually wrote back to the committee requesting for time on Monday, Tuesday, and so on. But as we went into the weekend, colleagues on the committees that were considering these bills were at a hotel considering the bill and writing their reports. In other words, disregarding the views of the different stakeholders. Honorable, I don't know if you want to allow information in my procedural point.
Can you finish on your procedural point?
Even though I know he had a very critical issue to beef it up. But like I was saying, Honorable Speaker, it appears as if there was a machination to lock out the different stakeholders. And yet you committed, Right Honorable Speaker, that there's going to be adequate time. And I said, we are going to follow your guidance, which you gave here. But that did not happen. I don't want to think that the Speaker lied to us as the House. Or could it be that the committee disregarded your ruling? Because when you speak, when you're in that chair, you're giving guidance and ruling. You said the committees are going to avail adequate time. But the committees went into the weekend and they began to write their report. What happened, Right Honorable Speaker? Did the committee disregard the guidance that you gave? I would request that you help us on that matter.
Thank you. Honorable Loeb.
Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, some time back I told you I'm one of the best performing Prime Ministers. So if I can produce work in such a short time, I want the leader of opposition to appreciate. That's what I can.
Honorable Speaker, it's very possible, by the way, that the Prime Minister does not even know the contents of the committee report. But she was very quick to rise up to defend.
Honorable
Speaker, I am on procedure. Legal Committee Chairman, Honorable Namuyango, I am on point of procedure. You're always absent here. You don't even know the rules.
Please.
Prime
Minister.
Order.
Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members. Let's have calm. Let's Law finish his statement.
Honorable Speaker, I would like that the Prime Minister ceases to get excited. Please don't get excited. This is a parliament of rules. And you have been here for quite a bit of time. I don't know why as Prime Minister you don't read the rules.
Honorable Lord, can you raise your issue?
And I was raising it before the Prime Minister, who doesn't know the rules, rose up to disorganize me.
No, you raise your issue.
Let me then raise it. Hopefully the Prime Minister will be calm and quiet. Right, Honorable Speaker, As I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted by the Prime Minister, I had expected, Right Honourable Speaker, the committee chairperson to help us, and because when you gave that guidance, that there's going to be adequate time, for me, I took that to be guidance for the committee. So I don't know why they hurried and locked out.
No place here from the chair of the committee. Chair committee.
Perhaps.
Chair committee. Hassan, I'm going to send you out. There is one house.
To give our input. And you locked them out. That's the challenge. You can produce and process a bill in even 1 hour.
No, as of now, we don't even know which stakeholder was they interacted with.
I am a stakeholder, Right Honourable Speaker.
So what we need to do is to wait and hear which stakeholders they consulted.
Allow me to finish and then you rule, Right Honourable Speaker. I'm a stakeholder. My political party received the invitation at 8 a.m. saying come at 9 a.m. That's the National Unity Platform. We wrote to the committee and they received the letter requesting that this was very short notice. There's no magic we could do.
That is
and requested for Monday
that is on which bill
at
now?
9 a.m.
Which bill now are we talking
on the
about?
UPDF amendment bill.
Okay, let's first start with the
allow me to
bill.
finish, Right Honourable Speaker.
Yes, Lord.
The committee received our letter. They did not write back to us. So as we were waiting to show up on Monday to present our views, over the weekend they were busy processing, writing a report. That's problematic, Right Honourable Speaker, because you see, we are supposed to be a people-centered parliament, meaning that the laws we pass, which should be for the good of the people, those people should be consulted so that they have their input. And by the way, you can end up disregarding the input of those stakeholders, but listen to them. You cannot disregard them and think it's okay. No, listen to them, and then you can disregard them. But when you don't give them opportunity to show up, you are violating our laws. Right Honourable Speaker, finally, I was alarmed because you see, we seem to be creating and painting an atmosphere that regardless of what the views that come through are, this bill is finito. I saw with sadness the government chief whip late in the night. He was speaking to the media. He said, we have met and concluded that this bill is going to be passed as is. That worried me because the government chief whip, who is our colleague here, knows that this bill, the UPDF amendment bill, was brought to this house by government. I had thought that as government chief whip, you would be interested in a bill that you have brought.
The procedure
I am raising it, I'm building it, Right Honourable Speaker. I had thought that as government chief whip, you would be interested in input of different stakeholders into your bill as government. But when you bring a bill, and then you say, we are going to pass it as is, regardless of any other input, regardless whether consultations have happened or not, that is problematic. That is outside the law. Right Honourable Speaker, my colleagues, and I want to appreciate them, they made through the night to even put together a minority report. But what you are saying is that that is disregarded. Right Honourable Speaker,
give me the minority. Where is the minority?
Is it all right that we sit here and pretend that we are processing a bill within the law, that we are capturing the views of all the other people, and yet not? Because we gave you the benefit of doubt to say, okay, let's partake in this process. But you have abused that because you're saying we don't care. And at night, the government chief whip says, regardless, we are passing it as it is. So why did you invite people? Maybe that's why you didn't even give them time.
Thank you.
Right Honourable Speaker, finally, I am very hard-pressed, together with my colleagues, for us to sit here and participate in a sham process. And I'm calling it a sham process because it is pretentious. When you bring a bill here, you should give it time for people to have their input. But you are saying, we don't want your input, we are going to pass the bill as is. That's why, Right Honourable Speaker, you did not rein in on the committee to give adequate time to the stakeholders. That means this is pretentious, this is a sham for these two bills, the UPDF amendment bill and the political parties amendment bill. So, Right Honourable Speaker, myself together with my colleagues, we are hard pressed to participate in this sham process So we shall leave you here to participate in your sham process, to process your bill, pretending that you are getting the input of the people of Uganda and yet not. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I will take my leave because I don't want to participate in this sham process. Thank you.
Have a blessed day. Have a blessed day. Honorable members, next item.
Item 4. Item 4 on the order paper.
Honorable members, you recall that on Wednesday, 14th May 2025, Honorable Nakut Faith tabled the private members' bill, the political parties amendment
Procedure.
bill 2025
Procedure.
for the first reading.
Procedure.
Yes, Jonah. Honorable members, can we have free sitting? Can we have free sitting? Justice, Shadow Justice.
Thank you.